Welcome to the Bruce Growth channel. Today with a video that's a bit different from the others, yet the mission stays all the same, to make your student life easier and more powerful. I'm gonna cover the usage of different AI and various ways to save time while studying with neat tips and tricks to increase your productivity. Undeniably, AI has become an absolute must-use when it comes to studying, but it's a resource that many of us don't use to their full potential. I'm not just talking about ChatGPT, DALL-E, Gemini. At the beginning, I'd like to compare working with AI and fully depending on AI. Afterwards, I'm going to share with you the AI that I mainly use when studying to make progress, with some cheaper or even free alternatives. To crack right to that part of the video, skip to that timestamp below. If you have any strategies of your own, do make sure to share them with the rest of us in the comment section down below. Enjoy the following video. AI usage mindset. In my first semester of university, we were shown a comparison between AI assisted content and AI generated content. A simple example for AI generated content would be generating a post with SEO optimization without editing it by hand or going over the little details. Something purely done with AI and has practically no human to it. AI assisted would be by writing that same blog post yourself and using AI to make it easier along the way, enhancing the steps, correcting grammatical errors, or simply reword something to make it sound more fluent. Whether it be by using an AI that specifically detects grammatical errors, asking questions to inspire next bits of words, or getting some sort of feedback. At my university, the usage of AI is not frowned upon if we don't plagiarize or plainly let AI write our essays for us. Now the thing is that AI still isn't really in a place to check whether or not this certain post was actually written by AI or human. So I've checked this with a post that I've written and AI still claimed to like 40% that it was written by it, which was interesting to say the least. But it may have gotten a bit better. It's still continuously evolving, so I am sure that at some point it will become indistinguishable whether or not, it was written by AI or human. I highly encourage studying with the assistance of AI to enhance your results and ease the process rather than just outright banning what is wrong. While I personally think that high school should teach an approach to not only working with AI, but also using it as an opportunity to develop critical thinking, not to just blindly trust every source like AI, understand its limited and multifaceted answers. Perhaps something works for you that doesn't work for others. So the first neat little trick that we're testing out is going to be text-based, as in summarizing our own notes. So let's say we are going to university, we have a long lecture and we're just writing down everything hastily with no time for organization. I devised a short little prompt that you can take from a Google Doc in the description, and then you can paste it in with your notes and you should be getting a very summarized little chunk of text that is just easier and nicer to look at. Okay. So here we have the notes, BFS, that's kind of like a little course that I was taking. And then just, you're an expert at organizing lecture notes. Please organize the text chronologically and in order, give summaries and write useful insights. Avoid text-based repetitions and please write them out in English. That little part is just for me because that document is actually in German. But yeah, we paste that, we feed that little chunk of information to ChatGPT. And and then they come with key insights at the end. And that's one way to do it. Of course, it's like kind of compromises everything a bit. It makes it smaller, so it might actually leave out important information. But it's much nicer to look at something like this, just top to bottom, and you'd still take some things out of it, some information for you to remember. And if you want like a very superficial kind of overview, then that's gonna be your best bet. Now we did the same thing previously with ChatGPT. Now we're gonna do it with Claude. This is the free Claude. The other ChatGPT was the paid one, and we'll just paste it in, So yeah, again, similar way it did it. The choice, of course, depends kind of on your budget. ChatGPT 4.0 has crazy processing power in comparison to its free version, but it costs 20 bucks. Especially when you're on a budget, there's cheap alternatives such as Microsoft Copilot, which has similar processing power than 4.0. But if you're looking to add files to a chat aside from ChatGPT for free, Claude AI kind of is your best other option. Currently, I find the addition of prompt excerpts a bit better in contrast, and the actual responses are typically smarter and more on point too. Just like with ChatGPT, it also has limited usage a day, so you can really just switch between the two and use their limited usages both. The last best alternative is Notion, which can compare and summarize data. This is probably a good second step if you have the information from Claude AI and ChatGPT summarized, and then you just add them in there, and then once you're looking for something or you're looking for something to be further explained, then Notion might be your best partner. Personally, its file document is probably the easiest to use out there, and it really just lets you edit and adjust your info. When it comes to adding leisure to working on an essay, there are plenty of options to go around with. Don't worry, I'm not telling you that you should simply copy and paste whatever AI spews out. That's irresponsible. Always paraphrase in your own words, even if AI offers to do it instead, because a mix between what AI has written and what you have written really just creates an unclear writing style. It obviously alludes to you having used AI to write certain paragraphs. Now, what are ways you could look for various scientific works using AI? You can of course use Google Scholar and look for it manually, but a small little way to do it is using an AI called SciSpace. An absolutely terrific AI that allows you to not only pinpoint batches of information you need from various sources, but also cite it. Literature review lets you ask a question and then display the papers and cite some in your answers too. I strongly suggest you explore all its options and test out its fun gimmicks. But here comes the showcase. Okay, now here we are on SciSpace. We're just gonna head over to literature review, and then we're gonna ask a question. Assuming we are writing an essay comparing various business models of certain companies in business, let's say sustainability, we say business model innovation focused on sustainability. So of course I don't have the paid version, but we're already getting a few of these, and that's cool. We have them here down below, and you also see there are of course real articles. ChatGPT, for instance, would make up some if you ask him to cite something. But if you click on these, yeah, you come to an abstract, I guess, or kind of a summary. But we want to get to the actual one, so we can look for DOI. And if you click on it, we should come to the actual page. So now, assuming we're doing a literature review and we're comparing two different kind of topics that are very similar but inherently different. So we have these two here, and we're just gonna put them both now into ChatGPT. And we're just taking both of these that I've saved previously. So this one and this one. And so we're just saying this time we're using another prompt, and we're just gonna copy and paste this one. So copy and paste. And now we will get the keywords. We're gonna say business model, innovation, sustainability, comparison. So now what's basically happened is they are comparing the keywords as stated in the books and saying maybe what's different between them, or where do their interests not overlap, what is maybe something paradox even. So document A says this and that, and the document B actually contradicts that, and an AI is great for finding out these things, because reading a few pages of documents, especially like 9 pages, just for a short comparison, and then maybe of 10 others as well, is just so much work. So this is a good way around it. So now it's really just using business model as a comparison, then it's using innovation, sustainability, and then again, just overall the synthesis between these. So now we are comparing flashcard options. And first of all, there's Notion, which is very still node-based, but you can still hide these structures and you can really just very well assemble all this information using its AI. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, but I'm not gonna be here to showcase anything with Notion. However, what I am here to showcase is Quizlet a bit, and then Study Smarter, which is the one that I use. On a free scale, so unpaid, Quizlet is probably superior to Study Smarter because you actually have a very nice process. So if you went here to options, grading options, for example, smarter grading, answer term definition, and then also if you went out of your way and say you went for something else, so let's say we still went for business English, now we're taking a different batch and we're saying we just want to learn, then he will go out of your way and ask you these specific questions. But the issue with Study Smarter is that this is actually not the case. Learning of flashcards isn't as nice as it is normally. So here, of course, we're all in German, but that's not important. What is important is the fact that you can really just, I don't know, study them, having an indicator, and then they come back, then they ask you again. The grading process or the kind of assistance process, they don't have an assistant AI that helps you studying as you're going through the cards, but they have an assistant that helps you create flashcards. You can create flashcards, and now we're gonna add material using AI. And you can either use topics, keywords, text, or a file. I'm gonna use a file for that. And we're just gonna go get this document here, paste it, and we have all these pages there of notes. And he's gonna create now flashcards for me that I can study with. And that's probably the biggest strength of Study Smarter. Quizlet has something similar where you can create from notes, but again, it does not have this feature yet. And the billing is also a bit higher. So I paid Study Smarter 1 year about $11-12, while Quizlet has a monthly of $6 or the annual of $26. We've waited a bit, and now here are our little flashcards. He made 50 of them. If I would like really squint at them and like understand whether or not these are right, then I would see that there's some stuff that make less sense. So yeah, these were 3 ways using AI. Pretty cool, right? And I hope you really like this kind of format. If you do, show your support by subscribing to the channel, giving me a thumbs up, or simply leaving a comment with something else you would have liked seen and explained. And if you have any questions also, do leave them as well, and I will try to answer them as best as I can. So yeah, hope you're gonna have a nice day, and I wish you the best. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.